Boys and girls, this is Miss DeAngelis with your skills lesson for today. Let's take a look at what we're going to learn. We're going to use adjectives to make more detailed sentences, use pronouns he, she, it, I, and you to complete written sentences, and we will read the story Ants and answer comprehension questions. Making a detailed sentence using adjectives. New bike. Repeat after me. New bike. New red bike. Repeat after me. New red bike. Big new red bike. Say it. Big new red bike. So when we're building these sentences, it's a lot better if we have some adjectives and some extra detail so people can envision what the mouse ran. We're going to circle the noun in the sentence and underline the verb. What is the noun in that sentence? Right, the mouse. What is the verb in that sentence? Right, the mouse, and he was running. Where did the mouse run? We have to add these things to make our writing way more interesting. So I can say the mouse ran under the table because it tells you where he ran to. We use pronouns to replace the noun in the second sentence. Do you remember what pronouns we used previously? Right, we use she, he, and it. Just using these pronouns, right? We have Jen danced yesterday. Blank had a fun time. So I want to circle the noun in my sentence. So what word would I circle? Right, I would circle Jen. I also want to underline my verb. What is the verb in that sentence? Right, danced. So I'm going to replace my noun with a pronoun to refer to Jen in the second sentence. Am I going to use she, he, or it? Right, I'm going to use she because we're referring to Jen. So we say Jen danced yesterday. She had a fun time. Francis said, I ate pancakes yesterday. So I highlighted the I in red because this is telling you what Francis said, and it's a dialogue text. So when they're saying the guy is saying that he ate it yesterday, but he's telling somebody. So he's referring to himself as I. Francis is my noun. And also same example here, I have black socks. So instead of saying Miss DeAngelis has black socks talking about myself, I'm going to refer to myself as a piece of paper, and we're going to do it together. Okay, you're going to write your name and date like I did. And what we're going to do is we are going to read the two sentences and identify the pronoun. So the word that replaces the noun in the second sentence. All right, so number 1 says, the house is big. It has lots of rooms. So what we're going to do is, and they did the first one for us, make a arrow or a little line pointing from it to house because it's replacing the noun. So what we're going to do here is write the word it in because they did that for us. Now let's look at number 2. Mitch has a black goose. He likes the goose. So we're looking at the word Mitch, and who or what did they refer to as Mitch in the second sentence? What was the pronoun they used? Right. They used the word he. So we're going to write the word he on the line and make sure you draw that little line from he to Mitch. If I go a little bit too fast for you, pause the video and make sure you're writing neatly. No floating letters. All right, number 3. Ben said, I have lots of red pencils. What are we going to draw an arrow to? Right, so we're going to draw an arrow from I to Ben because this is telling you what Ben said. Because Ben's talking about himself, he said I. So we're going to write the word I on the line. And this is another dialogue question. Mom asked Reese, can you feed the horse? So we're looking for, in this one, the pronoun that replaced Reese's name because we already know that Mom was asking Reese. So what did they put instead? Right, they put the word you. So make sure you draw your arrow. Okay. Today's story is called Ants. It is about all of the exciting things Grace learns at the school about ants. Let's go over our vocabulary. So we have the word insects. Insects are small animals that have 6 legs and a 3-part body. For example, we learned that insects are a classification with 3 body parts and 6 legs. So ants are insects. Glimpse, a quick look. For example, I only got a glimpse of the baby bird before it flew away. Inhale, to breathe air into lungs. For example, the doctor asked me to inhale slowly while she listened to my chest. Ants. The next week, Grace came running home after class. Mom, she said as she raced in the kitchen, we got an ant farm for our classroom. It's made of plastic so you can see into it. You can look inside and see what the ants are up to. You can see them when they are taking bits of food back to their nest. It is so cool because you get a glimpse into the lives of ants. Her mom smiled and nodded. She was glad to see Grace filled with excitement. Grace went on. Miss Francis says that ants are insects. All insects have 6 legs. Bees and termites are insects too, but they are not as cool as ants. In fact, some ants can lift objects that are 100 times bigger than them. Cool. What else did Miss Francis tell you? Asked her mom. Ants have a queen, but not a king, Grace said. The queen is the top ant. She is the boss. The rest of the ants feed her and take good care of her. I like the sound of that, said her mom. But it's a hard life for her, said Grace. She has to make lots of eggs, so she has to be deep in the center of the anthill all of the time. Grace stopped to inhale. Then she asked, Mom, can I run out in the yard and look for ants? Yes, you can, said her mom. And out Grace ran. And that's the end of our story. Let's look at our discussion questions. What did Grace's classroom get? Right, Grace's classroom got an ant farm. What is an ant farm? Right, an ant farm is a large see-through plastic container that you can look into and see what ants are up to. Why is the queen ant's life so hard for her? You got it. The queen ant's life is hard because she has to stay in the ant hill all of the time and make lots of eggs. Okay, now you're going to take out your comprehension paper. What is an ant farm? An ant farm is a home for ants. It is plastic so you can look inside and see what the ants are up to. Please make sure you're using your finger spaces and that you are not writing your letters off the line. So no floating letters. And you'll probably have to pause the video here so that you have more time to write, which is totally okay because I don't want you to rush. Who is the queen? The queen is the top ant. She is the boss. Make sure you pause the video to write so you can do your finger spaces and neat handwriting. How do the rest of the ants take care of the queen? The rest of the ants feed her. Why could the queen's life be a hard life? The queen has to make lots of eggs. She has to be deep in the center of the anthill all the time. Great job today, guys. Make sure you send a picture of your work to your teacher, and I'll check in with you next week.